Hi guys, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name is Kate. Today I am doing a Quickie review. I haven't done one of these in a long time for The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So I read this recently and I absolutely adored it. I have been finding these books that I've been doing Quickie reviews for. Quickie. That I've discovered that I've liked a lot of romances. I think my thing is that I like a good fluffy romance, but I don't like heavy romance that is another thing. So sci-fi romance or fantasy romance, because the things that I like, fantasy, sci-fi, usually take back seat to the romance. And if I get just a purely romance novel, I think I can get behind that a lot more than just a fantasy romance or sci-fi romance. That might be weird, but it is what it is. So, getting on with The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. As a quick summary, this is about two people. They work at NPR, which is a radio station in Seattle. One of them is a producer at the beginning of the novel. The other is a reporter for the news station. He's new, and she doesn't really like him because she thinks he's all high and mighty and gets special treatment because of their sexist boss. Come to find out, yes, their boss is sexist. Yes, he's been getting special treatment. But that's another story. Okay. So I didn't even mention their names, but the girl's name is Shay and the guy's name is Dominic. Now, Shay is a white woman and Dominic is Korean. And I do have to say this because it's not like a very big part of it. And this is kind of why I liked this book a lot, was because it's an interracial couple, and there's a couple of mentions of it, but it's not made out to be a big deal. They're just in love, and it's a really nice thing. And I don't think Dominic falls into any stereotypes of a Korean born citizen of America. There's no Asian stereotypes, I feel like, but I might be wrong. And if I am wrong, please do correct me. But he just seems, he's such a fun character. I really, really enjoyed Shay and Dominic. Don't call him Dom. His name is Dominic. He made a big deal about that. They both are requested. Well, Shay brings up an idea to do a sort of a podcast, but a show for NPR called The X Talk, where it's two exes who broke up, now are friends, now are working for the station, do a show together about what went wrong. So kind of like a couples thing, but they're exes. But the thing is, they never dated. This is all going to be fake. Their backstory and everything is going to be fake. So that's the setup for this story. They do eventually fall in love with each other because that's the thing that happens in every romance. It's a romance. And they eventually run into a problem of, well, we're supposed to be broken up. And this is a show about exes. We can't really, actually be together. That would be weird, right? Yes. But things fall apart right when they decide to, say that they're actually back together. But on Twitter, in the book, people want them back together. And I think it was, the fans were behind it. So I think switching from the X Talk to them not being exes would have been okay. But, yeah. There's that weird dynamic. This novel, I was driving to the lake with my family, and I was listening to it. I was in the car by myself, just FYI, by myself, listening in the car. And their first sex scene happened, and it was so incredibly hot, even though it was just oral sex, and I had blowed and a hand job. Well, it was a hand job and fingering. That was it for their first time together, and it was still incredibly, really hot. I'm just gonna state that. When they actually do have sex, it is still pretty hot. I feel like Rachel Lynn Solomon did a good job of writing the sex scenes in this novel. Just don't really recommend listening to it while driving curvy roads. It was a weird experience, but yeah, I gave this 4 stars. I gave it originally 5 stars. After listening to some criticism, I agree with some of their criticism, and it really was a lower 5 stars, so I think I'm going to lower it to 4 star. This is still a really good novel, and it's fun. I think you should read it. Listen to the audiobook, because the audiobook is good, because there's, the radio aspect. So the voice cast, anything that has like podcasts or that kind of sort of thing, always tends to have a good audiobook. So I highly recommend listening to the audiobook for this one. So that has been my quickie review of The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Have you read this book? If you have, tell me what you thought about it in the description. You're not in control of it, in the comments below. And if you haven't read it, just leave me a heart emoji. Leave me a heart emoji.